These are quail. They're game birds, so we're allowed to raise them here in suburbia. They're low maintenance, aren't noisy, don't smell bad, and give us eggs and meat. But low maintenance doesn't require no maintenance because we have to feed them, the greedy little. And this is their future coop. Today, I'm going to put in a long-term free feeder that can hold a ton of food safe from the elements made entirely from trash. Gross table. Clean table. And now that we have more table than pollen, here are our materials. Oh god, they're everywhere. Here's what we've got. Assorted random junk from old shampoo, because you're worth it. I don't know if that's the right slogan, but who cares. Some yogurty smoothie thingy. Folgers. A little bit of bleach, because we're making dinner. Nope. Alright, so the idea is these all have the same width, or radius, circumference, all those things. They line up. And this lines up with this. And so what we're going to do is teleport back to the coop. So the idea is we'll drill into the top, have this with a nice lid so we can drop the food in there. This goes under it into the coop with a little funnel, and we'll make it so that it lines up with the width or the size of this, and we will get it all the way down to the bottom, and we'll have a little feeder. We've got all our pieces, so at this point I'm cutting the bottom off of the coffee canister and the top and bottom off of everything else. You may have noticed my excellent technique of cutting toward myself, but you know what? This isn't a safety video. Screw the rules. And now it's time for a good old-fashioned razor blade montage. Here I'm checking how the main tube structure will fit together. But you know what? Everything fits great when you use brute force. Let's run this through the dishwasher so we don't get bleach-flavored quail food. Now we need to see where exactly this food dispenser should go. I'll pretend to draw a circle, then do it off camera because this requires 2 hands. But voila! Circle, so we know roughly where we need a hole. Last time I worked on this thing, I got coop in my face. Actually embedded into my face. So this time, it's deal with it time. I don't have any fancy saws, but I do have a hammer, and all we need is a hole. Not a super fancy hole. No one will see it except, the internet, since this is getting posted. But anyway, hey look, there's a hole in roughly the right size and shape. Now for the time you thought would never come, we're going to measure something. Conveniently, we've got this measuring hole. There you go. Now we know the length we want to shoot for. The goal is to get it such that without the last piece it's too short, but with the last piece it's too long. It makes fitting everything together really easy, because keep in mind these things overlap, so it just makes it so that it can slide right into place at the end. I decided to say screw the rules and cut all the way back to the handle on the bleach bottle. This makes it a bit bigger at the bottom than the next piece, which means we'll have to pinch back the extra plastic and glue that pinched part shut. But pinching isn't a particularly difficult thing to do, so we're going to go for it. To hold it in place, we'll tape down the pinch part, then fold the pinch part back onto the bleach bottle and tape it down again. How many times can I say pinch in a short period of time? Pinch. Now this part looks good. It's back to gluing. I'm an unstoppable, insatiable glue machine, born in glue, raised by glue, but that doesn't mean I have anything against duct tape. Taping this in place means that I don't have to worry as much about the bottle slipping out of place, and it lets me do the next part without having to wait until the glue is 100% dry. Long term, glue is the hero. Short term, duct tape is the hero. We've officially made it to the checkpoint of having a structure tall enough that we're off camera. This is what winning looks like. Soak it in. Time for more duct tape. Always more. Observe its majesty. So I've got the wizard staff ready to go. Now we need to make the bottom piece. This is what sits on the food tray, so I'm cutting out a half circle on one side, or kind of a jaggedy rectangle thing. It's a place where the food can come out. Back to gluing. For this, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm putting a bunch of glue on the tape itself. I'm gonna jam pack where the feeder and the coop touch with glue so they stay adhered to each other even if the quail throw a rowdy rave party. I'm connecting the feeder to the top of the coop, but off camera, I taped the top of the inside of the feeder onto the very top of the coop. This is huge for making sure the feeder stays in place since right now it's floating. It also makes what I'm doing here so much easier. Now we add glue to both sides of the bottom piece of the feeder. We're gonna cram this in place and put it up a little bit too high so we can sneak the feeding tray in beneath it. Doing this means you don't have to have exact measurements, and it also makes it super easy to get it in place. And then we can mostly let gravity do the work, but here I'm gonna massage it awkwardly on camera so I can get it back in place where I want. And now gravity's gonna ensure that the feeding tray is connected as well. Everything within the coop is ready for action and is holding nicely. Now for an unexpected turn of events. More glue. Always more. Time to attach the top part. For this, I followed the same logic as before. Glue for longevity, duct tape so it doesn't blow off the coop while it's drying. It's all around looking good. We can officially have a very, very happy hamster. Might be a bit steep. We'll stick with quail food. Let's try it out. Sorry, quail, stealing some of your food. I'm not going to add too much because whatever we put in here, I have to get back out because you may notice there aren't quail living in here yet. So now I get to get all that back out. So there you have it, a finished quail feeder. And this video is only like 10 minutes long, so what, 10-minute build? That's how it works, right? Anyway, all the quail in this abandoned coop will be very, very happy with their new free feeder. Catch you on the next one, Internet.